Trump's special military operation in Venezuela appears to be a tactical success. No U.S. casualties. Maduro appearing in a Manhattan courtroom in shackles. Explaining it, that's where things fall apart. It's classic Trump. Brute force over finesse, spectacle over strategy, and a blizzard of words meant to drown out questions. He insists this was about peace. Still chasing that Nobel? Or just bored by his own script? Whatever the justification, this is Trump's biggest overseas gamble to date. And no, this is not Panama 2.0. Let's get that out of the way. Yes, Noriega was captured. Yes, Maduro was also captured. Yes, both men ruled Latin America states. And that's where the resemblance ends. 2026 is not 1990. Venezuela is not Panama. And Trump is no Bush Sr. Bush operated strategically with a vision and leadership. The Cold War was ending. Allies were aligned. American primacy was uncontested. Panama was a narrow, surgical intervention against a single, isolated thug. Democracy was restored. The Panama Canal secured. Power handed back to an elected civilian government. Normalcy returned fast. American credibility soared. Trump, by contrast, acts against his time and improvises. He moves unilaterally in a multipolar world after alienating allies and disavowing partnerships. The new Cold War is heating up. His target isn't a lone strong man, but a deeply embedded regime, militias, rival factions, foreign backers, and a fractured society. He's not viewed as a liberator, but a bully. And Venezuela is vastly bigger, more volatile than Panama. That's why even Trump's own base is uneasy. A Reuters poll found only 1/3 of Americans approve. Nearly 3/4 worry the U.S. is getting too involved, including a majority of Republicans. So Trump reaches for historical classics. He rebrands the Monroe Doctrine as the Dunroe Doctrine. More than Monroe, bigger than history, Trump-sized. Cut off Monroe and insert his name first. But Monroe was defensive, keeping European empires out. Trump's version is about domination. That distinction matters and explains his most revealing move, sidelining Maria Corina Machado, a Nobel laureate, a face of the Democratic opposition, long aligned with Trump's anti-Maduro crusade. Trump dismissed her as too unpopular. Translation: she wanted a free, independent Venezuela, and that was never part of Trump's game. Running Venezuela through a real opposition means limits, institutions, legitimacy. Trump recoiled. Not Trump's favorite. Keeping Delcy Rodriguez in place is much easier. Despite all the talk of boots on the ground, there will be no invasion. Rubio and Mike Johnson have already said so, and polling shows why. Most Venezuelans distrust the U.S. government, and Maduro still commands more domestic support than Washington does. This is not liberation. It's coercion without consent. Trump's deeper era is cultural. He doesn't understand Latin America. He sees socialism everywhere, Soviet-style decay spreading south, and imagines himself as the lone strong man who can stop it. Stronger than Monroe, stronger than Roosevelt, stronger than Reagan and Bush Sr. Pure fantasy. Venezuela is not a Soviet state. It's Peronist. Latin America does not land on Marxism. It lands on iron fist welfarism. Boom, bust. Charisma, collapse. Chavez was a postmodern Evita. Maduro is a degraded sequel. This isn't Nordic socialism. It's not communism. is populism with muscle. And here's the uncomfortable truth. America isn't as different as it likes to think. Trump's America increasingly resembles Latin America demagogic politics, strongman instincts, distributive economics, anti-institutional rage. MAGA and the far left differ in rhetoric, but converge in instinct. The New World populist gene is real. Trump senses trouble closing in at home. Midterm loss, corruption, affordability, Epstein, indictments, and impeachment. So he looks outward. Imperialism is simple, visceral, legible. Pick the weakest, strike fast, divide and conquer. Once there, he will be peerless ever. But reality intrudes. Allies draw lines. No one mourns Maduro. But Greenland is not Magaland. When NATO states say no, they mean it. Turn Greenland into a northern Ukraine, and Trump becomes Putin of the West. Push further, and it won't be America leaving the alliance. The alliance will resist Trump. Then there's the oil fantasy. Venezuela's crude isn't loot. It requires specialized refineries, massive capital, and years of rebuilding. Trump briefed oil executives instead of Congress. He promised taps he can't turn on. Bush Jr. failed to take Iraqi oil. Trump thinks he can do better. He won't. And finally, the legal risk. Maduro wasn't charged with personal trafficking, but state-level crimes. A sitting head of state dragged into a U.S. court for governmental acts. That's unprecedented. If the case collapses, Trump loses far more than a headline. Iran, Venezuela, more to come. High drama, low gain, spectacle over strategy, allies alienated, isolation deepened. Trump is buying time. That's all. But reckoning can be delayed, not prevented. Venezuela may yet become his Waterloo. Then the ending would be worse than getting impeached twice, clear election loss, and all the previous indictment and conviction. And Trump? He will be a pariah, alone, at home and around the globe. Don't cry for me, Venezuela.